My name's Maria Mahani, and this week's Aqua Tip is the rock and roll in deep water wearing a belt. Because you can do the rock and roll suspended. Of course, it's a suspended exercise, what am I saying? But you can do it with a kickboard, you can do it with dumbbells, you can do it with a noodle. And in every respect, in every way that you do this movement pattern, you do it differently depending on what you're using, and you feel it differently. So it's a great exercise because of its versatility. Now, what is the rock and roll? It's called different things in different countries, but basically your feet come in together, you roll over onto your tummy, you kick your legs back, and then you bring your feet together, you roll back, and you come forwards. So the rock and roll is just one of those exercises that, if done slow enough, is not that beneficial. Oh, it's just so relaxing. Here we go. Oh yeah, baby. Now I can maintain a conversation with the person next to me. No problem. Hello, how's your weekend? Yeah, mine was good. I did some gardening. You know what I'm talking about. So what is a pace that would actually challenge your clients for them to actually feel some physiological benefits? So the rock and roll is a really strong upper body exercise when you do it at that speed, and you feel it in your abdominals. Check out the arms. So feet together, I go back. It's like a figure of 8. So open, down, pull down, open, over, pull down, open, over, pull down. So it's not arms forward and arms back, and it's not arms out and in, yeah? You're sort of doing like a figure of 8 as you go back, and as you go forwards, you pull your arms down because it helps with your lower body. So a classic issue with rock and roll is that a lot of people use their head instead of their lower body or their abdominals. Let me show you how it works with people. So they go forwards, they bring their knees in, they go back, that's fine, and then they bring their head back to flip their legs forward. Did you just see what I just did? Let me show it to you again. So front, back, head back, legs go forwards. Back, head back, legs go forwards. And you can see that was a bird, by the way, not a child. You can see that I'm using my head to flip myself over, and in the underwater footage you'd see that I'm actually just sort of pulling myself back. So it's super important that you tell people to tuck and roll. So tuck in, then pull your arms down and bring your feet together. Now, I like to actually bring my feet together, and I'm pointing my toes as well. So front, back, knees in, go. It's really challenging, and when you do it like that, it's an amazing abdominal exercise. It's a great workout. So key things. All right, so firstly, arms go over, down, pull down to the water, so like a figure of 8, but then you're pulling down. You tuck the knees in, so knees tuck in as you go over, knees have to pull in as you go forwards. Get them to keep their feet together if they can. Yep, I sort of crossed my feet over just a little bit. Toes were pointed as I did this. And you'll notice that my feet stayed together, and that also helps with activating the abdominals. Yeah, So keeping the legs together will certainly help with activating the abdominals. It's such a top exercise, the rock and roll, or whatever you call it, Superman suntan. I've heard people call it flip-flop, whatever. Great exercise. And that's this week's Aqua Tip. The rock and roll in deep water. What you'll need is a chair. You need a chair, and I'll show you why. Because it helps with being able to demonstrate the arms, because you can come up to a seated position. This is how I demonstrate it. Start off in the chair. Ask people, okay, feet together, or you can cross one toe over the top of the other. Point your toes, bring your knees into your chest, flip over onto your tummy, legs out to the back, flip back over, kick your legs forward, but stay seated. Arms, figure of 8 over, and as you come back, pull your arms straight down. Figure of 8 over as your legs go forward, and then pull the arms straight down. So it's over. So you go figure of 8 over, and then down. Figure of 8 over, and then pull straight down. They are the arms. Make sure that when you sit back, that you only sit back. So you're not lying on your back. You want to stay seated, and you want to tuck your knees in. Tuck your knees in as you go forwards. You pull your knees in as you go back. Number 1, demonstrate the movement. They need to see what it is that they're going to do. Then number 2, talk about the arms, because the arms make the movement happen for this. And then discuss the tucking of the knees. I find you can alternate between, you've got to get the arms in, you've got to cue the arms in quickly, because that helps with driving the movement pattern, and it stops a lot of all the other sort of like throwing the head back and arching their back, that type of movement. Particularly as you pull the arms back, you have a tendency to bring your knees in more. Having said that, you will need to talk about tucking the knees in from the back. Everyone will be fine to the front and going there, but it's when you come back in, you need to tuck your knees in. Having the chair makes it so much easier to demonstrate, and you need to have enough space. Do it side on to your class so they can actually see what you're asking them to do. It's a better position for them to see that, and a chair is absolutely gold for this. You will need to practice the arms. Arms go like this, over like a figure of 8, but then you drag down. Then it goes over, then you drag down, over, drag down. And remember, they drag their arms down deep into the water as they pull their knees in from the chest in here. And that becomes a little difficult because you've got to sort of shift your weight back. You're on land and you're not floating in the air. Otherwise, not that hard to teach, but you do need to get down, because you can't be doing, okay, now tumble forwards and tumble back. Go and get a little bit more active than that. And that is this week's Aqua Tip.